This is the Villa Download. We break it down, your dose of love, violence and beyond. From the villa to the latest shows. This is the Villa Download, where the real story always flows.
Hello, and all right, babes. Welcome back to the Villa Download with Kimberly and I. We are here tonight, and it is stacked. We have a lot to go over because we're breaking down Love Island Games, episode 7 to 14. Yes, 7 to 14. Technically 6 episodes because one of them, is a filler episode nonetheless. And let me just say that this stretch of episodes gave us everything. I am loving Love Island Games so much. Probably better than regular Love Island. Like, every episode is jam-packed and has so much going on, and it is so fast. So it gave us messy duels, iconic recouplings, alliances forming and cracking, and pure chaos.
You are not lying about the chaos part. And yes, we've got heartbreaks. We've got revenge plots. We've got Toby embarrassing himself on national television again. Like, how many times is that going to happen?
Yep, true story.
Right? Power Squad's running the villa like it's Big Brother, which is also very interesting. Grab your drinks because tonight we are going in.
Pardon, technical difficulties all.
Oh, you're good, girl.
Whew. I'm good. At least it's not me stumbling. And it's just my camera. Hold on 1 second.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I've been having mic issues, and then that's why I'm using not my normal mic, because my Shure mic, for whatever reason, is not working right. And then my camera, my gaming camera, I don't know, I think so. Something's wrong with the lens too, because I'm like, that thing is too expensive to not be working properly. So.
Yup, technical difficulties, keeping it real. Technology is not perfect. But anyways, technical difficulties aside, let's get into what we like to do best, especially when Kimberly and I go live on an evening, our drinking game. So we've got your Villa Download drinking game as always for the night, and here's how it works this time. Take a sip every time Tyrique says principal. Also, take a shot. Yeah, we're bringing in shots this time, everybody. Hey, if Johnny calls himself a leader, why, the girls roll their eyes. So we might be underneath the table by the end of this episode, Kimberly. And drink whenever Sydney cries. And babes, pace yourself. This one might knock you out early. And finish your glass if Garby tells Toby, get out of my chair. That iconic moment worth the whole entire drink. Like, it's giving everything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and bonus rule, if Josh complains about Friend Island, everybody clinks glasses because he's not wrong. So, but he's dramatic. We got that part.
Yeah. And cheers to Wendy, who is joining us, our girl who has her vino ready. Cheers. Thank you for joining us, babe. But, yeah.
Hey girl, hey. Look, I've got my seltzer.
Woo-woo. I have my 3 Floyd's gumball head. But before we get into too deep of the madness, let's pause for the housekeeping. Of course, you know the drill. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, share it. If you are listening on any of the podcasts, wherever you stream your podcast, leave a review, like, follow, do all of that good stuff. It helps you more than you know.
It really does, and we really appreciate it. And yes, and don't just watch, engage. Comment on your favorite messy moment from episodes 7 to 14, because we're getting into all that. Like Dani said, we're almost done. So, but or let us know if you're Team Josh and Andrea's underdogs. We're still rooting for the Power Squad. We read them all, we share them, and it honestly keeps this community thriving.
For sure. But yeah, so again, if you're listening on any of the podcast platforms, go leave a 5-star review and tell us what you're drinking during the Villa download. We know what Wendy's drinking. You know what we are drinking. So drop it in. But all right, Kimberly, let's get into episode 7 of Love Island Games. The reason why the people are here, because who the Villa gave us everything. Tears, love triangles, messy challenge performances, some really gross ones coming up too. And of course, some bombshell drama.
Of course. And yes, you could feel the vibe shift right away at the start. Everyone's still reeling from those goodbyes. The Cinder's face when Mert left. Did y'all see that? Oh, heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. And she looked like someone just ripped a rug from out of her. I felt bad for her.
Yeah, definitely. And then Nicola, I don't think people realize how close she was to Celine until that moment. So she flat out said Celine was the only person who made her feel included in the villa, which made me stop for a second and then wonder what's up with the other ladies in the villa, especially if, she's feeling that way. I was really surprised by that.
Yeah, it was a lot more like emotional than I thought it would be. Like just so much like emotions and running high, and that was definitely very interesting to say. Let's see what he says. Ooh, Kimberly knows I love a messy moment, so I'm happy to weigh in. Yes, she sure does.
Cheers to messy moments, guys.
Cheers. Exactly. That comment tells us a lot about the dynamics we don't always see on screen. So if your main source of comfort is gone, like what else does that say about the friendships left behind? I mean, that would put me in an awkward position.
Yeah, for sure. And then, we also pivoted into couples and conversations. You have Chris and KK. I do like them together, even though, Chris drives us crazy. If you know. But let's be honest, Chris was still seeming, laser focused on the money. Of course, he literally said he's not letting feelings get in the way because he's focused on that coin. Although I do feel like feelings were developing a little bit. Maybe I am gullible as Kimberly rolls her eyes in case you're not watching on YouTube.
But you know why? Because it's like he expects these women just to like fall at his feet. Like he ain't like that. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally said he's not letting feelings get in the way because he's focused on the coin. But then again, like with KK, they're winning the challenges. It's bringing them closer. And he basically said, yeah, mostly because, they're doing it together. I don't know. It's hard to know, like, if it's a declaration of love, he's just in it for the game. But we may never know now, Kimberly.
No, I would probably never will.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Mm-mm. And meanwhile, Toby's out here living his best exploration phase. He told Tyrique that kissing Andrea was the best kiss he's had in years. I could see that. Bull and Tyrique, he's supposedly all about Justine, but come on. This man has bounced from Andrina to KK to Justine. It's giving unserious boy energy. We'll get into it later because I got things to say about him.
He's a cute unserious boy, but totally unserious boy energy for sure.
Yeah, exactly. The host even called it out, like, yes, explore, but don't act like you're locked into one girl and then you're not, like.
Yeah. And then Johnny. Oh my God. Johnny, who, by the way, for any challenge fans, when you start typing Johnny in any chat, he now surpasses Johnny Bananas when you type in Johnny from Love Island. So yeah, he comes up top. He comes up top now, but Yeah. So, and don't forget, he was also on the challenge as well, and many other.
Oh,
He's
that's
probably
true.
one of the Love Island US guys that has been on the most shows.
The most, yeah. See,
For sure. That would be a cool breakdown to look into. We need to do a breakdown on Johnny next time. Let's do that.
Yeah, for sure. See, that's what I was thinking. I was kind of thinking that too, but then I was listening to, was it Queenie or whatever? Like she was saying that Chris has done the most. I don't feel like Chris has done the most. No, not no. Oh, you know, she's saying about like Love Island, like I guess spinoff type stuff. No, he still hasn't done the most.
No, he has not. No. But anyways, good old boy, Johnny. Well, not good old boy, but trying to remind Andrea that he wants, or Andrina, that he wants, and sorry guys, we might get confused again tonight between Andrea and Andrina because their names are so confusing. It's a little bit of a tongue twister, so we apologize in advance. But he wants them to lean into their company. He's clearly not ready to ship that sail just yet. But the real tension came when Tyrique and Justine had their talk. Tyrique accused her of mixed signals, and Justine clapped back, saying he keeps his option open, and that's why she's guarded. Like, do you, Justine? Do you? You played your cards right. Tyrique's just a little fool, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and she's learned from her past experiences. Like she doesn't want to get bounced around again, and I don't blame her, you know. And it's just like Tyrique's response. I'm not this past dudes. Don't put me in that category. Okay, like sir, like stop acting like you're stop acting like them. Like number one. And then the host gave Justine credit here. Like, you know, I agree. And I agree. She's being smart while Tyrique is just trying to fast talk his way into like being taken seriously. And I'm not buying it. I don't know if you are, but nope.
No, not buying it at all. It is wild, some of the moves that these guys are making. Oh, I just want the women to freaking take control of this game. It's driving me crazy. The men are definitely controlling this game. But anyways, meanwhile, our favorite guy, not Chris, is checking on Nicola after Celine left. And that was really sweet. That was really genuine. I liked seeing that side of Chris. I mean, we have to give him a little bit of credit where credit is due, even though we don't want to. But Nicola just lit up from that little gesture, like a giddy little schoolgirl. And you could tell it meant the world to her. But part of me wonders if Chris was being genuine or if he was just trying to keep his options open. He had shown interest in Nicola early on, so you know it's always a possibility, but I'm just gonna chalk it up that he was just being genuine and knowing that like she didn't really have a good guy or support system there, period. So Chris, thank you for being a little bit of a stand-up guy with him, even though you didn't walk Huda across the water. Okay, you earned one little cool point back. One cool point you got back.
I am never gonna live that down. I can't. You know what it reminds me of? How like years ago, like on VH1, they used to have those countdowns of like the most shocking moments on reality TV.
Oh yes,
added on there. Like if they had something like that, but oh man, but
you're giving me more ideas of things we need to do, Kimberly.
Yeah, I know. Huh? It's a great idea. Yes. We should do something like that. That'd be fun.
We can now that Love Island Games is coming to an end soon. That frees up some topics.
Right? Oh, that would be a lot of fun. Little content. That'd be so much fun. And speaking of budding connections, Garby and Kendall, I really like them. Their breakfast date was adorable, and it got deep. Kendall shared how his parents' divorce impacted him, and I really did like the fact that he did start to talk about that. That was really cool because I start to kind of get a little bit more of an understanding of him. And Garby admitted that she's scared because she's actually catching feelings, and I got where she was coming from. She's so pretty. She's adorable.
Oh, beautiful.
And that And that was one of the most real moments in the episode. And I was actually happy for Kendall, happy with Kendall at that moment. Everyone else is juggling multiple people, and these two are like, wait, I might actually care about you.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm really liking Kendall in this show. I'm really liking him. I feel like he's feeling more comfortable in his skin, and it's not feeling as much cornbally as it was feeling before. Although, ooh, girl, ooh, there was one moment in one of the upcoming episode that had me side-eyeing, especially with that Lucinda. Like, Lucinda.
Yeah.
We will get into her, and then the surprise of the night, Justine and Josh get touchy and kissy. I did not see that coming at all. Maybe Josh just wanted to be the first to kiss her in the villa, but again, I did not see that coming. Did you see that coming at all, Kimberly? Did you notice that?
Well, yeah, I did notice that. I didn't see it coming, but I thought it was kind of like a fun throw-in thing.
Yeah.
Throw that in there. It was really fun. I was like, okay, so it was a shocker, but I was here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it too. I'm sure it was good too, but obviously he really likes Andrea. But anyways, and then this does set up a love triangle, or maybe a love square, perhaps, with Justine and Tyrique and Josh. And Josh admitted to Justine that he hadn't told Andrea yet about their kiss. And Justine actually said she was glad that he didn't. They both agreed that he need to eventually, but the vibes was just like, let's enjoy this for now. But then Justine did the right thing and told Tyrique about kissing. Josh and Tyrique, he looked shook. And suddenly he's like so hot and bothered about it. Well, like mad bothered by it, not like ooh la la bothered by it. But yeah, I mean, he is. Sorry, I was getting a phone call. But he is bothered. And I just think he's worried about losing like one of his best options than genuinely being heartbroken.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I've got my food is on its way here. Let's see here. Let me get my stuff back. Sorry,
yeah, do your thing. But as we go on, because let's be honest, Tyrique hasn't exactly been consistent with Justine. Meanwhile, Justine's sitting there defending herself like it's natural to cuddle with your partner, of course. And Tyrique comes back with, no, it's not, because, I didn't do that before with the other person. So yeah, but he really needs to stop comparing, in my opinion. And then Josh finally told Andrea about his kiss with Justine, and Andrea handled it like a champ. She literally said, I kissed Toby, you kissed Justine, we good, we see each other. And I loved that. I love Andrea too this season.
Yeah, I was there for it. That was good. Yeah, that was really good. That was cute. Yeah, me too. I'm feeling the vibe, so I'm here.
Yeah. But yeah, and then now the Hearts on Fire challenge was pure chaos. Ooh, I love because they've done this before. They really know how to handle Hearts on Fire, and like everybody who got like way too upset last time, but it was pure chaos. Couples had to raise heart rates with their performances. Kendall and Garby went in hard, licking ears, dancing wild, but it looked awkward. Nicola, she tried to prove herself, grinding on everyone. Major kudos to her, but she forgot to use her signature kiss move. Chris and Andrea, they didn't even finish their routine, and KK dancing for Josh, he looked so uncomfortable. But the star of the challenge was actually Toby, which I was surprised by, but hands down, it was him. He was hollering, he was picking Nicola up, kissing KK, doing push-ups with Garby, kissing her on Kendall. It was a lot, but Toby sold it. Did you get hot and bothered at all, Kimberly, by
Of
Toby?
course. I got a lot hot and bothered. And
Did
it's
you?
so, I'm like, these guys are so young. I'm like, I shouldn't be. I'm like, ugh. Then I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? I'm like, I'm having fun watching TV. I'm like, let me be entertained, damn it. All right, let's see here. So, okay. Sorry, I'm all just
No, and then it was the bombshell arrivals.
Okay, let's see. Here we go. Okay, and then bombshell time. We've got Marvin, a basketball player from Love Island, France. I thought he was really cute. I love his accent
Mm-hmm.
with that blue on. And Sydney, Isaiah's ex. I was like, dun dun dun. The second Isaiah realized it was Sydney, his face just said, "Oh yeah," his eyes were squinting with pure panic. And Sydney looks incredible, by the way. Like she
Yeah.
stirred the pot, dancing with everyone except for Isaiah. And when asked if she's there to win him back, she said, "I don't know. We need a lot of conversations." Translation: she's not shutting the door, which that's true. To me, it was, I'm gonna leave the door open.
No, I'm going to shut the door because you're a fool who decided to dress up like a clown. Do you know he was the first guy? He dressed up like a freaking clown. He was the first guy who was actually able to pick out of all the costumes. He picked a clown because he thought it would be funny and get people's hearts racing more, but he looked like such a fool though. But oh no, I'm just seeing his face when he finally realized it was her is gonna forever live in my head, just like the faces of the Real Housewives of Miami last night. When they heard the news. Like, there's just some classic facial reactions that you will never forget. And Isaiah seeing Sydney come in was classic. But we'll get into the heart rate results because they were messy. Chris' heart jumped for both Lucinda and Nicola. Tyrique's was for Garby, Kendall for Lucinda. Oh, I just forgot about that. That makes me like look at it even weirder now. Toby's for Sydney, Josh for Nicola, Isaiah for Garby, Johnny for Lucinda, KK for Toby, Lucinda for Isaiah, Garby for Tyrique, and Andreas for Johnny and Marvin. And then Justine for Isaiah, which shocked her. But in the end, the new power couple was Nicola and Isaiah. And honestly, I loved this. For Nicola, it was a huge confidence boost, but I also side-eye production just a little bit because it almost felt like they were shaping the narrative of her and Isaiah because, you know, Sydney was coming in, but yeah.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, the whole vulnerable couples were Andrea and Toby, KK and Chris, and Andrea and Johnny. That's our spot to be in. And for the next time, Nicola and Isaiah will get to pick who duels. And I'm not ready to see KK leave yet. So vulnerable doesn't always mean gone. But I'm nervous about that.
Yeah, same. And, you know, the episode gave us so many twists, but it's hard to know what to expect next. But that brings us to episode 8, which came in swinging, girl, because literally we had the hideaway, we had betrayals, duels in the boxing ring, and a double elimination that shook the villa. And I always feel like Stefan from SNL every time I list off like all of the major things that have happened in the episode, because it's like, it's crazy how much happens in each episode. It's insane. And it started with Nicola and Isaiah getting the hideaway night as the new power couple. But let's be real, this is more of a strategic duel than a romantic couple, which, like, I don't want a damn platonic couple in the hideaway. I want some steaminess. Sorry. Like, I love them individually, though. But, anyways, even though they're a romantic duo, everyone else gets roses, champagne, candles, and then here comes Nicola strutting into the highway in pink lingerie, which she looked gorgeous, rocking body. She looked ready for a magazine cover while Isaiah shows up in a t-shirt and shorts, and it's like, sir, what the heck are you doing? You can't dress up a little bit? Like, fake it till you make it. Did he get advice from Chris or something? Is that what happened, Kimberly?
Girl, probably.
It sounds like a Chris move.
I like to blame everything on Chris.
Yes.
In my crazy, playful way that's how I like to talk shit. When I talk shit, I like to do it out of fun. He knows.
Yeah, for sure.
He knows how I mean. But it was awkward to
You
watch.
know us, Chris. You know us. We see each other.
It's just because Chelsea, I still can't. Sorry, I just keep getting that visual of him leaving Hood.
I know, I will never forget it.
It was awkward to watch. She's giving Valentine's fantasy. He's giving Target role. Yeah, but the bigger twist it was the text waiting for them. The one that said, as power couple, they had to pick 2 girls and 2 boys from the vulnerable couples to face off in duels the next morning. Talk about killing the mood.
Yeah, I mean, that was wow. I mean, you could see the weight on them from the start. They weren't flirting, they weren't cuddling, they were basically debating strategy all night in that bed and also the next morning. And you don't need romantic music for the hideaway, so cue the survival tribal council drums, which they can probably hear from the island, because I don't know if you know, Survivor films like on the same island or the island across from them. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, see, I haven't watched Survivor in years. I'm like,
I haven't either. I only know that because Bergilicious mentioned it, I think, on Brian Bailey's So Bad It's Good podcast.
Yeah, I just knew a guy from San Diego that was, I think he was on, he was on Survivor. I believe.
Yeah, I love all the Survivor cast members that I've seen go on other shows, but man, Survivor is a commitment, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. Oh my gosh. But the next morning, no glam shots, no breakfast scene, just a boxing ring in the villa. That set the tone. Chris walked out first, and his face said it all. Like, oh, hell no. And then the text came, Andrea versus KK for the girls, and then Johnny versus Chris for the boys. And you can feel the heartbreak. KK and Andrea are legit friends. So to put them against each other, yeah, that was brutal. That sucked. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, that was hard. And that just brings us to another scene where we get to see another layer of Andrea, which has been one of my favorite aspects of this season, and knowing how she was in season 6 and the way she was kind of painted coming in as, you know, a bombshell halfway in the season and kind of interfering with what Leah and Rob had going on. I just like the showcase that she has been given this season. She's such a damn powerhouse too. But meanwhile, though, Chris was furious. He looked betrayed, like, Zay, you are my dog. How could you do this to me? And Johnny, he just nodded like, yep, I'm in trouble. And then Nicola and Isaiah waltz back from the hideaway into that storm. Awkward AF. Some Islanders got the logic, but you could feel the daggers being stared at them. But let's break down the duels because they were intense. It was Andrea versus KK. The challenge, tugging a weighted bag into your zone of the ring. Round 1, Andrea wins. She's focused, digging in, locked on that bag. KK fought, but Andrea had the leverage for that round.
And then round 2, and this is where things went left. KK actually lost her shoe mid-fight. The floor was slippery, and she just couldn't get footing. She went down hard, screaming and crying. and you could feel her devastation. And Andrea immediately hugged her, which that was sad. It broke my heart because they put them against each other. And, for the friends were forced to fight, and that's the dark side, the twist of this whole thing.
Yeah, and some of the twists is like the way that some of these islanders are going out in the competition has been very unexpected as well. But reason 1004 why I'm loving Love Island games. But then came Chris versus Johnny. Ooh, everyone knew that this was going, yes, clash. Two powerhouse of men's. It's like making me think of like Gladiator a little bit. Where is my popcorn now? Round one was intense. They were both tugging like gladiators. Johnny managed to edge it out, but it looked exhausting. Then round two, disaster. Chris injured his middle finger. The medic stepped in and said he couldn't continue. Game over. Johnny wins by default.
Oh, yeah. I was there. That's sad. At first, I was like, when I saw Chris get hurt and then the medic come, I was like, I think I'll send him home. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible.
I didn't wish him to be sent home in that moment. I don't want him to win everything, but I don't want him to have to go out like that. I don't want anyone to have to go out for an injury.
No, yeah, you're right.
Why are you so mean, Kimberly? No, I'm just joking.
Narcissistic. I don't know. Oh my gosh, but that's what makes it so wild. It wasn't just strategy, it was like it's physical survival. In the end, Chris and KK were eliminated. Together, a double exit. 2 fan favorites gone in one morning. And the villa was shook.
Yeah. I'm just picturing Ian Sterling saying that right now. Oh, I wish I could do that accent. When Nicola and Isaiah came back in, you could cut the tension with a knife. They had blood on their hands and everyone knew it. Some people respected the strategy. Others, not so forgiving. Chris' elimination especially left people bitter. That man he made some connections. I feel like KK made more of the connections, but yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree on that one for sure. And then KK leaving hit emotionally for a lot of people. And because she was a beloved one in the villa, and her bond with Andrea made the duel like sting like even more so. That was painful. That sucked. That made me sad.
Yeah.
And the whole vibe of the episode was heavier. There was no fun glam shots, no playful breakfast. It was grief and strategy. Even when Ariana walked in later, you could just feel the mood just hadn't lifted. It was just kind of like, it was like when everyone watching, I was just kind of like, yeah. It was because of,
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's sum it up. Nicola and Isaiah rose to power, but at the cost of 2 huge players. Andrea survived, but at the cost of KK. Johnny survived, but only because of Chris's injury. The villa's power lines are clearer now. Nicola and Isaiah may have control, but they are marked. People don't forget who put them in a ring. They sure don't.
Yeah, now if Chris wasn't hurt, who do you think would have won? I think it still would have been Johnny.
I think Johnny would have won. Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. He's a beast. He's a beast. So you don't want to go up against him. But the duels have changed the game. That is for sure. This isn't just about romance anymore. No. It's alliances. It's betrayals. It's physical battles. Man, now I want to see Brett on this show.
Oh,
damn it. He would have been so good for Love Island games.
Really I know.
He would have cleaned house. Oh, damn it.
I know.
Yeah. And honestly, though, I don't know who's safe moving forward. The villa's fractured, and these scars will show in the next recouplings. That is for sure. And also the challenges. But let's get into episode 9, girl. It was absolute chaos. We had egos inflating, alliances forming, triangles getting even messier. And one of the most disgusting challenges I've ever watched on Love Island. Oh my God. I'd rather see an eating episode from the challenge, not to bring you back to the challenge, but oh, the Love Island eating challenges, baby bird challenges are the worst, Kimberly.
Yeah, I know they're horrible. I don't even. I always like fast food, so like I skip it completely.
Trigger warning, guys. Trigger warning.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was gagging. I was like baby birding. Like whoever came with this, these people like in reality TV jail. I agree. That needed to stop with Saturday Night Live. Used to do that. That like turned me off from it for a while, and I'm like, but oh gosh. But let's start at the top.
I totally forgot about that.
With the time of year, that's like I'm like I am. Oh yeah. No, you're right, Wendy. So many elements to the game.
Yeah, for sure. Lots of elements to the game. Now it's gonna be hard to go back to Love Island when it comes back because I like really love this format. But anyways, Johnny is still bragging about beating Chris in the duel. Let's keep it real though. Chris literally, he did break his finger. That wasn't necessarily Johnny out muscling him, even though we anticipate that he could, but it was really the medic saying game over. But Johnny's walking around like he's the champ of Love Island Olympics, which will be a continuous theme you will see with Johnny. The confidence is way bigger than the win he actually got, and it's way bigger than the muscles he's packing as well.
Oh, most definitely. And Andrea, she's tired. She's over being in vulnerable couples. She's stressed about being targeted every time. And what does Johnny say?
Every time, girl. Every time.
Yep. Girl, toughen up. Toughen up. And she's like, 250K, romantic, right?
Yeah. One beat down after one beat down, but she's getting right back up. She's a really tough cookie. She's somebody I want to add to our interview wish list. Meanwhile, Marvin is sliding in smooth, speaking multiple languages, letting Andrea know that he's interested and it's not just about romance. He sees her as solid competitor, of course, which makes things messy because Josh is eyeing Andrea too, of course, and Josh is still wrapped up with Justine a bit. But yes, Justine is still trying to set boundaries, telling Josh if you want to explore, just be honest. But she's still keeping Tyrique in the mix. Understandable. And Josh is clearly leaning towards Andrea. He's basically playing both the Love Island romance game and the actual game. So props to Josh for that.
For sure. And Tyrique, of course, feels like Justine's giving mixed signals. He vents to Johnny, and Johnny tells him, pair with a strong competitor. But Ty's like, no, Justine bounces me out. I rock with her. The problem is Justine is rocking with Josh. Yeah, that's the problem. Oh, all right.
Oh, poor Justine.
Mm-hmm. So now here we go. Isaiah and Sydney's first talk in 2 years. Oh, that was interesting. All right, then we get Isaiah and Sydney sitting down for the first time since their breakup. 2 years of silence. Sydney says that she's changed, and yes, she has. Like from what I've like looked at some old stuff and everything about her, like she's grown up a lot. She's a new person. Isaiah's saying he's matured, closer to his dad, and has his own place. My props.
Kudos to you. And he admits he's messed up. He takes blame. But let's be honest, Kimberly, Sydney was a little bit of messy too. She wasn't a saint, which she admits as well. Like she says they both had growing up to do, although Isaiah was way in the wrong. Cheater, pumpkin eater. But watching Isaiah try to PR his way through the conversation was a little bit hilarious, although I do still think he was genuine. So it was nice closure, although my red flag self like wanted them to get back together. But yeah. But I don't think that's happening. But then Justine and Tyrique, they have this little strategy talk. She says she's focused on winning money. He agrees, they kiss, and for a moment, it feels like they are back on track. Like it felt good. Except 5 minutes later, Josh is whispering to Andrea that he really wants her. Messy, messy, messy.
See. So shifting alliances here, and this is where it gets interesting some more. And while that triangle plays out, Isaiah is vibing with Lucinda, and Marvin is vibing with Nicola. Oh my gosh, isn't I'm tired? I can't even talk. Oh my gosh, it must be
Nicola.
Everyone's finding a little lanes. And then Toby casually drops that he and Sydney kissed at a premiere party. Like, oh, by the way, Toby, he's got to get attention on himself some kind of way. He's now locking in on Sydney. And girl, this man's definition of locking in is different in every episode.
Yeah, for real. And then he keeps on talking about her spicy like lip gloss and stuff. Like, I guess she used to wear like some type of like spicy lip gloss that he's like obsessed with. But a couple episodes, I want to strangle Toby. But now this recoupling was the messiest one yet. Kendall picks Garby, of course, and he calls her electric. And Jaya and Johnny stick together, or Andrina and Johnny stick together. But the drama is Tyrique choosing Justine. And Justine choosing Josh. The look on Tyrique's face when he had to sit solo on that bench, priceless. Butt hurt, ego hurt, heart hurt, head hurt, all of it. All of it. Yes. Sydney and Toby couple up. Marvin and Nicola pair off, with Marvin saying she deserves to win. The host joked she spent the prize on glam, and honestly, she might, and you know what? That is okay.
Tyrique and Jasmine are forced together, and then comes the twist. Text message: Justine and Tyrique must partner for the next challenge, whether they like it or not. And Ty's annoyed at first, but then when he realizes it's not just Justine's choice, he relaxes a little. So still, he's scheming because that's what he does best.
Yeah.
Scheming.
Yep. But let's talk about this challenge, baby birdie. Couples literally, again, I said trigger warning, guys. Like, this is major trigger warning. Couples literally spitting chum mouth to mouth in bowls. How do you feel about that, Kimberly?
Disgusted.
The stakes, least chum becomes the power couple. Most chum, vulnerable. So, of course, alliances came out. Isaiah was fuming when he realized Kendall and Josh targeted him. He's yelling betrayal, but sir, you were the one who sent Chris home. Karma's quick. Lucinda says Garby must hate her. Isaiah feels Marvin and Josh turn on him, and the cracks are widening. And I just realized, Kimberly, we have talked about chum twice within like a week time frame. Because it got brought up in our Frank from the snake interview as well. So hopefully we don't talk about that for like another year. We don't need to talk about that.
No. Oh my gosh, you're not. Garby plays innocent. Saying she didn't mean to target Lucinda and nobody's buying it. Kendall tries to play peacemaker, telling Isaiah not to lose friends over this. Spoiler, Isaiah's not listening. Meanwhile, Andrea and Josh realize Justine and Ty targeted them. Josh is mad and says Ty spearheaded it. And Tyrique goes into full ego meltdown and says he's done making breakfast. No more cuddles. Oh yeah, he was like, no, nothing. No cuddles, no breakfast, no nothing. And of
Cut
course, it's a
off.
big deal on the island, yeah, and or the villa, and plans to love bomb Justine, then dump her when a new girl walks in. I couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yup. Which, by the way, is the dumbest plan ever. That's not a strategy. That's just like your ego in
It is. It's ego
disguise.
got
But
hurt. Exactly.
yeah. But episode 9 gave us everything: egos, betrayals, secret alliances, the grossest challenge yet. And we're only getting started. The cliques are forming. The girls need to start freaking plotting, damn it. And Tyrique needs to book an appointment with his ego.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
But Kimberly, episode 10 is officially in my top 2 of the season. The drama, the betrayals, the sabotage, the twist. It had everything.
It was a good one. So, it was jam packed. Like you said, it was so much. Like sometimes stuff. Of course, there are some things we know we could have gone without, but but I agree. This episode gave us pure messy reality TV, and it felt like Love Island finally leaned into the games part of the title, which is true.
Yeah. But we start with Garby trying to tell Andrea that she didn't even realize she was spitting chum into Andrea's egg bowl during the baby birding challenge. Or actually, no, not into Andrea's bowl, into Lucinda's bowl. But like, move on with it, Lucinda. Lucinda, who has every single guy wrapped around her damn finger. Who is this girl? Like, what? Kendall's my best friend. Like, shut up, Lucinda. I can't stand her. Sorry. I'm getting heated. I'm getting more heated than Chris gets me heated. But anyways, and then Garby said she's starting to like Kendall, which was surprising because she came in very, I'm here for the game, not for the love.
Meanwhile, Lucinda is convinced that Garby has it out for her. She won't let it go. It's like definitely living rent free in her head. And honestly, I love the show is leaning into the sabotage because, it made it more exciting for me. What about you?
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, that's the reason why I'm loving this show so much. Like, nobody knows what to expect, or when like your bestie or your top ally is going to betray you. 250K. This is life-changing money for these people, and these aren't the Love Islanders. Well, no, some of these Love Islanders probably do have, especially the UK ones. They probably do have good like sponsorships. Like especially the one that just came on one of the most recent episodes. But a lot of these people, they're not making money like Leah and other Love Islanders are right now. So this is like game-changing money where it's like, girl, I'm sorry we are friends, but like I need this money and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. So
yeah, exactly.
I kind of appreciate it. But yeah, so this is challenge energy. I should have been wearing my challenge shirt tonight, but make people show their alliances, force them into betrayals. It exposes dynamics we never see in just a normal Love Island coupling situation. It also keeps the audience, on their toes. You don't want every challenge just to be about who kisses who. It's give me strategy, give me sabotage.
And here we get to Kendall's loyalty test. So Kendall is caught between Lucinda and Garby. Lucinda is his best friend in the villa, but Garby is his actual partner. And when he starts questioning Garby because of Lucinda, that irritated me. Garby feels betrayed. She's like, why does your friendship matter more than me? This is where Kendall shows he's not fully locked in with Garby. See, this is a typical Kendall thing. Like it seems like, okay, he's gonna like do this whole relationship kind of thing and like be in it, and all of a sudden it's like he's fleeting, and it disappoints me because it's like I will start to really like, yeah, Kendall, But
Yeah, me too. But yeah, this moment had me side eyeing him.
yeah, and it's like, come on, man. But then it's like, what can you do, But one day I'm convinced he's gonna get it together. But and then she, like I said, she's like, why does your friendship matter more than me? And this is where, Kendall shows, we already said that. I already said that. He's not fully locked in with Garby. And if you have to keep validating her actions to someone else, then you're not really standing by her. And he wasn't.
Right. So. But also, how the hell did Kendall become friends with all of these people across the pond, so to say, within a year? How are you besties with all of these people? And I'm sorry, you need to be trusting your ride or die girl instead of Lucinda, who freaking played you. She played you, Kendall. Oh, but let's get into, I'm getting so angry. But let's get into Johnny and Andrea. He tells Ty that their connection isn't it. He doesn't want to drag someone to the end who isn't pulling their weight. He's blunt. He says it feels surface level, and he's carrying their conversations. I mean, he really is. And Andrea admits that she struggles with vulnerability. She is guarded. And Kimberly, I think that a lot of people her age, who especially have grown up with social media and texting and not having to pick up a phone call and actually call someone, their house and talk to a parent and mom and like work through situations. I think a lot of younger people might be losing those like interpersonal skills, and you're seeing that. And Andrea, and I'm happy like she's taken ownership of it too. So kudos to her.
Definitely. And I think Johnny's using that as the easy excuse. The real issue he has is like he doesn't see her as competitive enough to help him win.
Yeah. Agreed. Right. And, Johnny, he wants a partner who's a teammate, who strategizes, competes, and fights for it. But Andrea's still looking at it like it's a relationship. I mean, she liked him. She was the most excited to get to know him. And you saw how excited she got when he came in the house, too. But this mismatch was bound to crack, unfortunately, sooner or later. But now the results from the Baby Birdie challenge. Oh, I don't want to say Baby Birdie ever again. Sydney and Toby win power couple. Yay for Sydney. Andrea and Johnny come in second. But then the twist. All 5 couples are vulnerable. Andrea, per girl, is like, shit, why the fuck can't I just have a break? Pardon my language. Guys, like, she has not had one moment to just breathe and woosah. But Andrea literally smiles, Andrea literally smiles in relief, thinking she's safe. And then boom, producers flip it.
Oh yeah, and I love this. Like everyone is vulnerable, and it keeps the stake. Everyone being vulnerable, it keeps the stakes high. Like so, you can't.
Yeah, for sure.
Or you can't, feel comfortable. So it's like they want you to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And it creates paranoia. Suddenly, everyone's questioning alliances and second guessing every conversation.
And back to Garby, Lucinda just can't drop it. Isaiah is fueling it too, starting from the sidelines. Kendall steps in and questions Garby about it again, which just makes her feel misunderstood. And she's emotional because it's like, I am your partner or not. And I get where she's coming from. Am I a partner or not? And then why are you letting these outside friendships, just cloud your judgment? And this could crack Kendall and Garby if they don't sort it out. And it's like I feel for her because it's like she's catching feelings, and it's like, and he showed her like a little bit of a vulnerable side when he's kind of talking about how his parents, the divorce and everything just kind of like rattled him. Which I mean, it kind of like makes sense how this all is playing out, but it's like I feel for her. It's like I'm like, Kendall, why? Kendall?
I know, right? Oh, but no, let's talk Tyrique. He's cozying back up to Justine, and it's manipulative. He flat out tells her, I need you for the games. If it were regular Love Island, I'd kick you to the curb, and Justine buys it.
And girl, no, this is his revenge plan. He's still salty from the recoupling, and she's giving him exactly what he wants.
Yep. It is like watching someone walk straight into a trap. But then we get Nicola saying that she doesn't see Marvin romantically, unfortunately, and she claims she's not worried about the money. Excuse me, girl. Excuse me, girl. The whole point of Love Island games specifically, is the money. Money might not buy happiness, but it can sure buy you some peace of mind.
Oh, yeah. And then comes the biggest twist: return to sender or open a package. If you open it and the bombshell doesn't pick you, you're vulnerable. Andrea and Josh, safe. Lucinda and Isaiah, safe. Sydney and Toby, safe. Kendall and Garby, safe. But Kendall's reaction looks straight up staged. But then Nicole opens hers and the villa gasps. And then Tyrique opens his, betraying Justine.
Yeah. Yep. And this was dirty. And Justine trusted him, sent it back, and he blindsided her. And you can tell it was premeditated. You could see all the guys knew that he was going to do it. And they're just like, oh, I can't look her way. I can't look her way. I can't look my girl's way. Like, they felt bad and stuff. But like, oh, he just lets his ego get the best of him. But he was waiting for this chance. Justine was devastated. She said she should have trusted her instincts. Meanwhile, Ty looked smug AF, like he just played the best chess move of his life.
And Johnny betrays Andrea. And then Johnny does the same to Andrea. She returns to Cinder and he opens it. Andrea was heartbroken. She said she was ready to work on herself for him, but now hopes he gets chosen so she doesn't have to take him back. That's the moment she fully checked out.
And then finally, Casey and Gabby. Casey and Gabby. I keep on getting confused because I'm like Gabby, Garby, because they're so similar. So we might get that messed up too, guys. Casey and Gabby walk in. Bombshells at the exact moment the villa is at its messiest. Producers couldn't have timed it better. And for those that do not know, they won Love Island. I think, did they win Love Island? No, they didn't win Love Island Games, the first one. I think they won Love Island All Stars, the two of them. So Gabby is a powerhouse in fitness, babe. But episode 10 gave us sabotage, betrayals, friendship couples, and new bombshells. And it proved that this season isn't about love. It's about alliances, revenge, and survival.
And Tyrique's revenge move, Johnny ditching Andrea, Nicola acting like the money doesn't matter, the whole villa's upside down, and with Casey and Gabby walking in, it's about to get even messier.
Grab your popcorn. But episode 12 came in heavy right off the bat because that's where we are now. We started episode 7 all tonight. Now we're on episode 12. We're almost there, guys. Woo woo. But we are still dealing with the fallout from Friday night where Johnny dropped Andrina for Gabby and Tyrique distanced himself from Justine. I also want to point out, I love how Andrina has been sticking up for herself against him too, but the villa was already fractured. And then Toby and Sydney won the challenge, becoming the power couple. Their choice to save Tyrique and Lucinda from America's vote stirred up a lot of emotions, especially for Sydney.
Right, because Sydney had to choose between her alliance with Tyrique and her connection with Marvin. And she breaks down crying, saying she's felt forced to play the game, that Toby and Ty are close, and she didn't trust America to vote for Marvin. The tears felt a little over the top, considering she'd only known Marvin for a week, but it showed the pressure of alliances over personal preferences.
Yeah, and while Sydney's crying, Justine is wide awake. She tells the girls flat out, the men are running the game, and she's not wrong. Isaiah swayed Nicola, Tyrique has influence, and most of the guys are making moves while the women are reacting. It was a wake-up call, and Justine finally seems ready to start playing strategically. If only the rest of them were.
Right. And meanwhile, Tyrique is out here still claiming he was done dirty by, oh my gosh, if he doesn't stop, by Justine during the recoupling. He says it was about principle and he acts like he acts, oh my gosh. He acts like he's sad she almost went home. Sorry, I'll tongue twister. But Jasmine is done being fooled. She tells him he made her look stupid, that she's putting him in timeout, meaning he can talk but not touch. It's a power shift for Jasmine, and honestly, it's about time.
Yeah, and then we have Johnny, and he wastes no time cozying up to Garby, saying it was hard to connect with Andrina, and that Garby feels more like a locked-in partner. Strategically, they do look like a powerhouse, like the ultimate powerhouse in the villa. Strong in challenges and potentially aligned romantically too. Or, I mean, there's definitely some like tension between them.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. But Andrina is devastated. She admits to the girls she feels stupid, especially since Justine warned her about Johnny's history. Later, she confronts him directly, saying he wrecked things for her, and Tyrique and Marvin. Johnny brushes it off as her taking it too personally, saying it's just a game. That shows you everything about their mismatch. Andrina was in fairy tale mode and Johnny was in strategy mode. And that's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, and we also got some interesting reveals from Casey, the new bombshell. He and Garby actually won Love Island All Stars together and dated for 3 months before splitting. The history is now hanging in the villa.
All kind of history for sure. And then Casey chats with people. She's laughing, calling him my man. But it feels more physical than romantic. Casey clearly likes her humor, but I didn't see sparks. I mean, I didn't really either. It's getting friendship, and Nicola needs to be careful not to get ahead of herself.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lucinda stirs the pot by telling Zay that Justine said the guys are running the game. The girls' dressing room should be sacred. But Lucinda has a habit of leaking info, just like she did with Garby earlier. I do not trust that bee. I'm sorry. I don't trust her. Anyone watching either live or replay crew, please, please, please. Am I going crazy that I do not trust Lucinda and I am majorly side-eyeing her? Please make me feel a little normal. Thanks.
I get that. For sure. And speaking of Garby, Kendall circles back to say he wants to be locked in with her again. The irony is Kendall was the one swayed by outside opinions before. I honestly think he wanted to listen to that first and just settled into the friendship lane with her. Now he's trying to resell himself to Garby like nothing happened.
Yeah. And then we also get the apology breakfast. Tyrique makes one for Justine, but she's now letting him back in easily. Johnny makes one for both Garby and Andrina, but Andrina is still furious and completely ignores him. Honestly, I hope her anger fuels her to play harder instead of wasting energy trying to make him jealous.
Exactly. And Johnny thrives when women are caught up emotionally, and Andrina needs to shift into strategy mode if she wants to last. Revenge bikinis don't win duels. No, they do not.
Nope. And then there's Yes. And then there's Casey versus the Toby rivalry. Toby admits that they had beef back on All Stars. It was only a matter of time before that explodes in this villa.
But the big shakeup comes when America's vote. The bottom girls are Garby and Adrena. The bottom guys are Marvin and Kendall. That meant another duel, and this one was intense.
Yeah. The challenge had them blindfolded with bells on their belts, trying to snatch each other's tags. Garby wins the first 2 rounds against Adrena. Adrena comes back, takes round 3, and round 4 is tight. But Garby snatches her first tag, sending Adrena home. Adrena fought, but Garby proved she's the stronger competitor. I didn't want any of them to go home.
No, I get that for sure. Then Marvin and Kendall face off. Kendall takes the first round, but Marvin locks in and wins the next 2, eliminating Kendall. So by the end, Adrena and Kendall are gone. Marvin saves himself, and Garby proves she's not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I didn't see Kendall winning that one, but kudos to him for definitely being a fighter in this game. But episode 12 gave us major betrayals, shifting alliances, emotional meltdowns, and 2 big eliminations.
And the balance of power is changing. Justine's finally playing for herself. Johnny and Gabby are rising as a duo, and Garby keeps proving she's a competitor to watch.
Yeah, and the Villa is a whole new game after this episode. And with the rivalries and bombshell history still brewing, it is only going to get messier. But we got 2 more left, girl. Episode 13. And these ones are a little bit quicker. Episode 13 was one of those episodes that didn't start off super explosive per se, but it ended with a huge shift in the game. And honestly, those episodes are sometimes the most telling because you can see the alliances forming before the big blowups even happen.
Yep, that is true. And exactly, the beginning was a little mid, but by the end, we've got a whole Power Squad alliance shaping the Villa. And anytime you drop the words Power Squad, you know it's about to feel like Big Brother in there. Big Brother, Big Brother.
Yep. So we kick things off with Garby and Kendall celebrating their win over Marvin and Andrea in the duel. Garby saying she wants to prove herself to Kendall, which honestly made me roll my eyes a little bit. Because girl, you don't need to prove your worth to him at all. You have been performing, honey.
At all, right? And I get that she's looking for validation, but Kendall should be showing her that, not the other way around. If anything, it shows me how much Garby really cares about that connection, while Kendall still feels like he's halfway in and halfway out.
Yeah, and then we slide into Johnny and Gabby. Johnny's apologizing for how he handled Andrea, but Gabby calls him out because Andrea claimed that Johnny told her everything was real. And Gabby's like, so what's the truth?
All right, and Johnny does what Johnny does best. He shuts down the drama fast, redirects, and reassures Gabby that she's the priority. Then he kisses her to seal it. And boom! Now they're locked in as this fun, competitive couple. They're starting to look like the team to be, not just romantically, but in challenges too.
Yeah, and then meanwhile, Casey and Nicola are bonding. Casey's surprised that Andrea left so quickly, and Nicola is saying Johnny was selfish. And I agree with you, Kimberly. You know, it felt like she was forgetting that this is the game. Johnny's move wasn't personal. It was, unfortunately, strategy. Like, I do get it, but I feel like he could have definitely handled it better with her.
Word, for sure. Exactly. And as much as Nicola likes Casey, it's giving more, we're cool, you make me laugh, than any real romantic spark. Casey clearly sees her as fun company, but not this girl. if Nicola keeps calling him my man, she's setting herself up for disappointment. That's usually how it goes.
For sure. And it's not, what a man, what a man, what a mighty good man. No, because they ain't no mighty good mans there. There ain't that many over there. No, no, no. No. Okay. En Vogue, what? Okay, so let's go to Justine and Tyrique because this dynamic is giving me crazy. Justine's still struggling to trust him. They're so toxic, but I'm kind of here for it. And Tyrique gives another apology, saying he was selfish and promises it won't happen again.
And Justine buys it enough to end their little kissing ban. They kiss, and she even admits their relationship might be toxic, but she likes him anyway. Girl, no. No, I want better for her. I really do. She deserves better, and she's one of the smartest players in the villa. So, but with Ty, she's letting herself slip back into messy territory.
Yeah, and then we got Lucinda and Isaiah under the covers, and Lucinda's whole vibe afterwards is off. She tells Andrea about their beds, their time in the bed. While Andrea shares about Josh and everyone. Josh is out here doing suggestion moves under the covers, which had me cackling. I think Andrea and Josh are like one of my favorite pairings.
Oh yeah, they're cute. They're cute. That whole sequence was messy but entertaining. It just shows these bed conversations end up fueling half the villa gossip the next morning. Sure it is.
Yeah. And then Casey later tells Kendall he's cool with Nicola, but doesn't think it's romantic. And honestly, I agree. It's giving friend vibe, but I think Kendall needed to hear that so he doesn't start spiraling about his own connection with Garby.
Yeah, because Kendall gets insecure fast, and Casey's saying that probably reinforced the idea that Garby is still a strong competitor. Nicola might not be as much of a threat game-wise.
Yeah, you never know. She can always prove you wrong. Now, let's talk about the big event, the Sweet Spot Team Challenge. Josh gets the text. I got a text. And suddenly we're splitting into two big squads. Plot twist. On one side, you got Nicola and Casey drafting Josh, Justine, Kendall, Garby, and Cindy. On the other side, Johnny and Garby picking Tyrique, Andrea, Toby, Lucinda, and Isaiah. From the second those teams lined up, you could tell that Johnny and Gabby's side was stacked. Stacked.
Yep. And the challenge itself was hilarious and disgusting all at once. First, lick a giant lollipop to reveal a code, then slide into goop, then Hall sprinkles and marshmallows. It looks like a kid's party going wrong. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. But I mean, giving me some good birthday party vibes, ideas for my kids, though. Thank you, Love Island. Matchups were interesting. Casey and Nicola beat Andrea and Zay. Johnny and Gabby beat Garby and Kendall. Even though I think Garby and Kendall could have taken that if they had pushed a little bit harder. Toby and Ty, because it was a matter of a second that they lost by, which is insane. But Toby and Ty completely, this was so funny. Toby and Ty competing together was so funny. It's not very often you get to see two guys competing together, and there was like kind of some sexual moments too. It was so funny. That was pure comedy. I appreciate it. Yeah, but they definitely dominated Justine and Josh, which, I mean, it was a little bit unfair, but again, thank you for the entertainment. Two guys against two girls. Come on. I don't know why they just didn't pair the guy and the girl together, but whatever. And then Lucinda beats Cindy after Sid slips it, eats it on the slide. But yeah, I mean, that's the end of that episode. So, girl, in all, we are on our last episode of this week recap. There's still a couple more episodes to go because the season ends on Sunday. I'm so sad. But all right, Kimberly girl, episode 14 was a big one. The Power Squad. Power Squad time. They finally made their moves. And let's be real, the villa hasn't felt this tense in a while. The whole episode revolved around their nominations and those duels.
Yes, and the power dynamics are becoming so clear. Johnny, Tyrique, and Toby are basically running this house, and Gabby's is riding alongside them. It's good TV, but you can feel everyone else scribbling just to survive.
Yes. And we start with the Power Squad deciding who to throw in. Tyrique's gunning for Nicola, calling her a threat. Gabby's talking about Cindy, more like it's an easy elimination rather than doing it later. Andrea points out Justine, while Lucinda insists Garby is a bigger threat. And then suddenly people are noticing Kendall, like, wait, he's actually decent in duels. He really is. Where was though that energy earlier?
Exactly. And then came the kiss of death. Toby kisses Garby on the forehead. Johnny kisses Nicola on the neck. Lucinda awkwardly plants 2 kisses on Josh, and Gabby barely touches Kendall. And just like that, the matchups are set. Garby versus Nicola and Josh versus Kendall.
Yeah, this reminded me something like that they would do on the Traders or something. I appreciated it. The reactions were so telling. Andrea's over here celebrating being safe, which felt a little weird. Josh is stressed out because he's had no clue how it's going to shake out. Garby's mad. She's literally just fought in a duel, and now she is right back in it. And Nicola is actually excited. Like, she saw this as her moment to finally prove herself. Oh, I love you so much, Nicola.
And Tyrique was straight up about it. He said the goal was simply to get either Josh or Kendall out. No sugarcoating, no hiding it. He's playing bold, and honestly, it's working.
Yeah, for sure. But this episode also really highlighted the villa dynamics. Josh is clocking how Johnny and Ty are running things. Even he is telling Zay that those guys don't actually have his back. And I love that because he's right. They're treating Zay like a pawn, but Isaiah, he's just not picking up on it, dude. Oh, I want to shake him.
No, you're right. And yes, and then Johnny's trying to peel Zay away from Josh. Lucinda's shocked by how divided the guys are, and Johnny has the nerve to say some men feel untouchable. Like, Johnny, that's you. You're describing yourself. Toby's in the middle trying to play peacemaker, but Zay stands up for himself, which I loved.
Yeah. But, okay, now let's get into, though, the actual duels, because this was the highlight. The game is called Balls to the Wall. Competitors push weighted balls into each other's zones. I'm really curious to know, Kimberly, how much these balls weigh. They looked so heavy. And whoever has small balls on their side, the timer on, loses the round.
First up is Garby versus Nicola. Not Gabby this time. Garby.
We told you we were going to mess it up.
And we did, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in round 2, disaster hits. Garby accidentally smacks Nicola in the face with a ball, and Nicola gets down. She wanted to keep going, but she had to pull out and checked medically. And just like that, Nicola was eliminated.
Yeah, it was so unfortunate, but then it made me wonder for a moment, like, damn, was Lucinda right? Like, is Garby trying to sabotage people? I don't think she meant that. And production should have done more with safety. Like, there should have been like helmets on them and stuff. That looked bad when she got knocked down.
Yeah,
it was so rough to watch. Kimberly, Garby was shocked, kind of numb about it, while Lucinda actually cried harder than Garby did. It wasn't some big emotional goodbye. It was almost like everybody was stunned that it ended that way. I mean, Nicola wasn't able to say goodbye like all the other Love Islanders typically are able to because she got rushed off and had to go to the hospital.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then it's Josh versus Kendall. And you know what? Kendall fought hard. He's not my favorite Islander from past seasons, but I respect the hustle. Still, Josh outplayed him and won the duel. Kendall goes home, clearly upset, but trying to hold it together. He even said he found something special with Garby, which was way too late.
Oh, if I wasn't just doing my makeup while I was watching this, I might have cried, but I did not want to ruin my makeup.
Mm. Oh,
I appreciated Kendall like showing his emotions, but is he really sad he's leaving Garby, or is he sad that he's leaving his bestie, guys? I don't know. And has anything really happened with him and Lucinda? I'm very curious because maybe they should just frickin' date. But yes, the aftermath hit hard. Garby was sad, but more angry than emotional. Kendall was disappointed, but kept it classy. And Lucinda was a mess. Cry me a river, Lucinda. And now, with both Kendall and Nicola gone, the balance in the villa just tipped even more in the guys' favor.
Exactly. And the frustrating part is that the women still aren't banding together to target Johnny, Ty, and Toby. They're running this house, plain and simple. I want to see some girl power because right now it feels like the guys are untouchable.
Yeah, same. But I will say, though, as much as it annoys me, Kimberly, it does make for such good TV. The drama, the strategy, the betrayals. We are watching it all unfold in real time. Speaking in real time, like major kudos to production and editing for how quickly they are able to turn this shit around. It is insane how I wish other TV shows would take damn note. We would have so much better TV, so much less self-producing. It was kind of like when we were talking to Frank, you know, things are moving so fast. When things are moving so fast, like you don't have that time to like pre-produce yourself like we see on so many other shows.
No, you're right. So like, subscribe, share, and review. You already know. You already know.
And tell your friends. But that brings us to the end of the episode recaps all. So now that we have relived all of the chaos of episode 7 through 14, let's just dive into some quick Love Island news. And there's not a whole lot, but if you want to get into it.
For sure, exactly. And this week, the big story is our girl Amaya Papaya with her Poppi launch, which I'm excited about. She's out here turning Villa fame into real brand moves. And honestly, we love to see it. It's getting influencer era. It's giving entrepreneur, and it's the perfect palate cleanser after all the messy Toby energy.
Yes. And I was trying so hard to actually find it today because I wanted to be able to drink it today. I thought that'd be so awesome. Haven't found it yet, but I'm on a mission, girl. For next week, for the finale one. But yeah, so to wrap it up, guys, episode 7 through 14 gave us tears, betrayals, alliances, duels, and one unforgettable recoupling. And the villa is only getting messier from here.
Messy. Oh, yeah. And we'll be back next week with even more breakdowns, more games, and of course, more chaos.
Yes, and you know, it will be us wrapping up Love Island games. And what Kimberly and I have gone into the habit of doing is as we wrap up a season, it's time for panel time. So anybody who wants to join, and hopefully we'll have Mo back and see if maybe some other past guest wants to join as well, or if you haven't joined before and you want to join us live to rant and rave about everything that has gone down on Love Island games, slide into our DMs and we would love to have you. The more, the merrier. But until then, Keep your drinks tapped, your opinions messy, and remember, the Villa Download is the place for all of your Love Island drama, and especially after Love Island wraps up, we'll be getting into much more reality TV. And definitely, Kimberly, if you want to shine a little bit of light of all of the interviews that are getting ready to drop as well.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So we just wrapped up with the Pop Culture Green Room and Danielle, aka danigossipgal, person got right here. And our Pop Culture Expose dropped, and we interviewed Earl the Pearl from A Love Hotel. That's about to drop. And then next Saturday, well, we're going to record next Saturday, but it's going to be exciting because we are going to wrap up. It's actually going to be like a pretty much the year anniversary from whenever we did our first Diddy Child episode. So we're going to have not one, but two. We've got Franz Borghart's coming back again. And then we've got Andre Desir's coming back. And Danielle's coming with us too. We're going to be recording our Diddy sentencing episode. So that's going to be wild and exciting. So I'm pumped. That's going to be fun.
Yes, and then we also have additional snake interviews coming up as well. So be on the lookout. And then once those wrap up, we will be hitting up some Love Islanders. So again, any Love Islanders, you're interested in chatting us at any time, slide into our DMs as well. We don't care when it is. We would love to hear your story at any time. But cheers all, and thank you for joining us. We're excited for all that's ahead. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.